Hello, Year 6, and welcome to today's computing lesson. Today, we are going to be using Purple Mash to create our very own picture quizzes. Last week, I really enjoyed seeing some students' word searches created on Microsoft Word, and some of these were shared with their fellow students so that they could try them out. And in the same way today, once you start making your own picture quizzes, you can share them with your students on this Purple Mash platform so that you can try out each other's quizzes. We're going to be making fairy tale quizzes today aimed at reception year 1 and 2, so keeping them simple with that target audience in mind. First thing I need you to do now is get your Purple Mash login and log into your Purple Mash account. Pause this video now and log into your Purple Mash account. Once you've logged in, please press the home button, which is the black square in the top left corner. Then click on tools because we're going to use these tools to create our own picture quizzes. Once you're in tools, I need you to scroll down to quiz and game creation because we're going to create a quiz. So please click on to quiz. That's the software we're going to use. And then please click on launch app to launch the quizzing software. Now we are in this design space where we can design our own picture quizzes. Before we get started with the quiz questions, we need to design our intro page by clicking on this blue circle with the white eye standing for intro. Click on it. First thing we do now is add our title. I'm going to call it Fairy Tale Quiz because all of you need to come up with questions relating to fairy tales that you might know of. So thinking about Hansel and Gretel, Beauty and the Beast, Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella. I'm sure you can think of many, many more. I'm going to change the color of my backdrop to green. Once I'm happy with the color, I press OK. So I did that by clicking on this color icon here. I can change the font by clicking on the A icon, changing the size of my font by clicking on that number and the drop down arrow. And I can also change the font by clicking on the drop down arrow there. I'm going to change it to Poppins. Once I'm happy with that, I click OK. Then, in order to add a picture to my introductory page, I click on that same icon and I select a picture. There's loads and loads of pictures from clip art that I can choose from. You can also choose from file if you want to get a picture off the internet and save it in your folders. But I'm going to stick to choosing one from clip art here. And I'm just going to choose that butterfly one. Now, I'm going to change the backdrop of that purple because I think the colours clash at the moment. So I'm going to change it to yellow, again, by clicking on that clip art, on that paint icon, pressing OK. Now, I'd need to type my instructions by clicking into that box. Please, in 9 minutes. Enjoy. You can add whichever instructions you want in there, but make sure that it's easy to read. What do you think about white writing on a yellow backdrop? It's not that easy to read, is it? I think I need to, therefore, change the color of my writing to something that's more legible. So I'm going to change it to dark blue on a yellow backdrop. That looks a lot better. Now, we see these 4 icons on the bottom. But if you click on the clock, you can set a time limit for how long you want people to take when they take that quiz. Because I've said do it in 9 minutes, I'm going to reduce that down by pressing the minus button to 9 minutes. You can also tick this box if you don't want a time limit. However, I do, so I'm going to leave it unticked and reduce it to 9 minutes and then press OK. You can also choose the sounds that you get with the correct, whenever they answer a correct question and whenever they answer question incorrectly, and then also a sound when they complete the quiz. So in order to do that, you click on the icon and you can sample the sound, so you can listen to a preview of the sound by clicking the green button. So I quite like that sound for success. Going to choose an incorrect sound button by clicking on it, sampling. If I'm happy with it, I then click on the larger box, and for the completed sound one, I sample it by clicking on the square and then press OK by clicking on the larger square. Pretty happy with this introductory page. I can always come back and edit it, but for now I'm going to click OK. Now we can get on with actually designing our questions, our picture questions. We do that by clicking on the grey plus sign to add our first question. Now today, I would like you just to use 2 templates. We're going to be using this yellow one and this green picture template. We're going to be learning about the rest in future lessons. So just either pick the yellow or the green for your fairy tale quiz picture questions. Let's start with this simple question and answer one. So we click on it and then we press OK. This is our design page. Now, I'm going to think of a question. I'd like you to come up with a different fairy tale question. What is the name of the main female character in Beauty and the Beast? Question mark. Always remember a question mark because it's a question. What is the name of the main female character in Beauty and the Beast? Always remember to proofread it so that you can spot mistakes like I have here. You need to capitalize Beauty and the Beast because it's the name of a fairy tale. Then I insert my correct answer here. If you have more than one possible correct answer, you can separate them using a semicolon. Here, there is only one correct answer. It's Belle. And because it's a name, it has to be spelt with a capital letter. It's important that it's spelt with a capital letter, and if they don't spell it with a capital letter, I want them to get the question wrong. So therefore, I would tick a case sensitive, so that if they spell it with a small letter, a small b, they would get it wrong. Now, what's the final thing I need to do to this question? After all, it is a picture quiz, so I want to add a picture. I do that by clicking in that box, and it opens up this picture page. I can draw a picture. I can also choose a picture from clip art. Now, helpfully, there is a fairy tales category on here, but you might choose a picture from a different category. But I'm going to go into fairy tales, and I'm going to choose this picture here because I think it's appropriate for the question that's being asked. If I wanted to, I could also draw on it, but I'm pretty happy with the way it is, and therefore I press OK. And it's not appeared. Let me try and pick a different, see if a different princess works. Ah, okay, so that's worked. I know that's not Belle, but it is a picture of a princess, and I would have probably chosen the other one if that worked for me. So, need to preview what this question would look like to someone taking the quiz. I do that by clicking this search icon there. This is what it would look like to someone taking the quiz. So let's test it. Let's type in the correct answer, Belle, and then click check. And it's told me I've got the correct answer. Let's see what happens when I type in an incorrect answer. Reset, start from the beginning, and let's type in Belle without the E. Let's check, and it's got it wrong. I'm really happy with that. Okay, so once I'm happy with that, I close that down, and I'm going to add a second question. I would do that by clicking on this blank page with the green plus sign, and I'm going to choose a different template. I'm going to choose this yellow template, click OK, and my question is going to be Hansel and Gretel go to the woods. True or false? Question mark. I have intentionally put a typo in here. Can anyone spot it? Shows you that you always need to proofread your questions. It's Gretel, pretty sure, but I might want to go and double check that. I think it's Hansel and Gretel. So here, I then know Hansel and Gretel go to the woods. I know that's true, so I want to tick true and cross false, which means that if they pick this, they will get it wrong. I can also add various options. If I wanted to make this a trickier question, I could add a few options. They don't have to always be true or false. You could say, what are, you could make it more complicated. You could say, name the characters in this fairy tale, and then choose a fairy tale, or say, tick which ones are characters in this fairy tale, and then you could tick them. It's up to you to design your question, but I'm keeping it simple for now. And because it's a picture quiz, I would like to choose a picture from clip art. I'm going to choose this picture of a frog because frogs always seem to appear in fairy tales. And then I would preview this question by clicking on that search icon, clicking true, check it, and it's told me I've got my answer correct. So I'm really happy with that. So year 6, I would like you to please come up with a few questions all relating to fairy tales, making them easy because they're targeted towards reception year 1 and year 2. You need to only use that yellow and green template for now, and each question has to contain a picture that is relevant to the question. After you have, and I need you to also design a suitable introductory page. Once you have completed designing your quiz, you need to save it. You do that by clicking on this icon here with the 3 white lines, clicking save, and then saving it in your classes folder and naming it with your name. So I'm going to go into Sheffield and I'm going to write my name, Miss Tan, save, and I'm saving. I have saved it. This is not the end. Before you close down your purple mash, you need to go back into this purple icon, click on share, and click on share again, and share it with the rest of your class so that the rest of your class can do your quiz. So I'm going to put it in set as approved, and I'm going to put mine on Oxford's class picture quiz, and you want to submit it, so you press OK, and now it's been shared with Oxford, so you can do my quiz and click OK. So if I wanted to try my other classmates' quizzes, I would come out of my quiz, and when I'm back on this Purple Mash homepage, I would click on sharing, and then I can see the display boards of the other classes. And this is how reception year 1 and 2 will access your amazing fairy tale quiz. I am so excited to see your quizzes. I hope you've learned something today and enjoyed the class. Well done, year 6.